Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nontobeko. If you are new here, welcome. On this channel we talk about mental health matters and everything around it, because the aim is to normalize the conversation and to zoom in to the other parts of life that is often not really explored or spoken about, which is our mental health, which in my opinion is where everything else that we are stems from. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And yeah, let's get to it. Today it's just me checking in to ask, how's your heart? How are you doing, and how have you been, how you've been holding on the past days, and how have you been coping with everything that's happening? I know that they say we are at the peak of the COVID, and even outside the COVID, how have you been with your heart, with your mental health, your spiritual health, emotional health, your relationships with your parents, your family, your friends, your significant other, and how's things? Because I know with me, I've been good. I've been very well. 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, I had to go and test for the COVID. It was rather an unpleasant experience, because I think the way that the testing center is made, it's sort of like a drive-through. The idea is perfect, but I think the orchestration of the drive-through thing, to go and have yourself tested or whatever, for me it's just it sucks. I was there from around 10:30 in the morning, and I left after 6. And even though I ended up testing, it was just a nightmare. But then I got my test results back, and it was obviously undetected, and I'm very grateful for that. And I think because of that experience and how the actual test actually is, I've kind of gotten to respect the COVID rules even more. I'm more aware, and I follow, not that I wasn't, but I follow everything that's put for us to follow. And I've kind of like been taking care of myself more. Don't leave the house if I really don't have to. Not that I'm somebody that goes out gallivanting, but I'm more intentional now with what I'm doing and where I am. The social distancing, the mask wearing, everything, it kind of reiterated to me in a very, I don't know, in a very, like, it was an awakening for me, because I came to work on a Monday, like an ordinary Monday like today, and I was sent back home because I wasn't feeling well. I wasn't even feeling flu-y. I just had a headache and shortness of breath, and like the normal stuff that would, and I was sent home, and I was told to go and get the test, and damn, it was not nice. Even the night before going to the test, I couldn't sleep, because I kept thinking in my head, how's it gonna feel? What am I gonna do if I have it? Watching videos on the internet of how the actual test is, just tormenting myself, because I just couldn't help it. And to get my results 2-3 days afterwards undetected, I was super grateful. And like I'm saying, I have newfound respect for the rules, and just taking care of myself and the people around me is on a totally different level. It's no longer they saying, it was kind of like knocked on my door and reminded me, and kind of said, look, this is not a joke, it's actually something that happens. And even though I don't have it, I didn't have the COVID, but then it was just too close to home for me to ignore it. So I sanitize more with intention. I wear my mask, I social distance, I do all these things with intention now. It's no longer just me doing it so that I just can get it over and done with. I'm more intentional, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, and then otherwise I've been good. My emotional health is great. My physical health is lovely. I've been taking my medication on time, every day the same way. That's my antidepressants, my vitamins, my whatever else that needs to be taken. I've been looking after myself like pretty well. And my relationship with my family is great. I was home last week. I was with everybody, my dad, my grandmother, my siblings, my mom. It was just wonderful. That is just, it's great. And then what else? work is okay. It's I also am very grateful for my job, because I think with everything else that happens, it's just kind of reminded, especially me, I don't know about other people, me, that anything can happen and things can change at any point. It doesn't matter whether you're working for a big organization, a small organization, a private sector, government, whatever. Anything can change. People are losing their jobs. Financial situations are strenuous, and people are just finding it so difficult to make ends meet. And for me to find myself in a position where I have a good job that I'm happy with, obviously would like to be great, but a job that I'm happy with, that can afford me my life, my everything, my lifestyle, I'm just happy. But then you go on with life. And as I was carrying on, taking stock, I was reflecting last night, and I'm thinking to myself, God has been really good. I'm in a very good place, and everything's going right. But I've been having this nagging feeling. I don't know how to describe it. When you need to do something but you don't remember what it is, or when you forgot something somewhere and you just can't remember what it is. It was a feeling like that, where I'm good, man. You reflect, and you think, and you look within yourself, and you look around you, and you just happy, everything is going right. And there's this feeling that I can't put into words, that yes, I'm good, everything is right, but then there's just something that's not right. I know it sounds crazy. And then I just started looking back and thinking of everything that I do every day, and what could I have missed, or what am I not doing, or what haven't I done in the past whatever days, or weeks. And it then clicked to me that I have not been praying the way that I'm supposed to. Prayer is a very important part of my life, and reading the word and meditating on the word and just speaking to God, I realized that I have not been doing it with intention. I am so in routine. We are told the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you need to pray and thank God for the day. Before you sleep, you need to thank God for keeping you safe throughout the day. Before you eat, you need to pray, and all of that. But then there's that other level, there's that other layer where you develop a relationship with God, and you don't just pray because you're expected to pray, or pray because I'm sleeping now, so I have to pray, I have to read the Bible, because you know what I mean. It becomes sort of like part of your life, where like a partner, or going to work, or you do it just like how you would need to do those other parts of your life. So I realized that I hadn't been praying with intentionality, not just praying to say thank you God for the day, or thank you for the food, or please keep me safe today, or whatever, but rather saying, here I am, what do we do today? Lead me and let me follow. This is the situation, what do I do? And just meditating on the word, on God's promises, and what he's planned and laid out for you with your purpose and your life, and just dwelling in God's presence. I realized that I hadn't been doing that, and my spiritual life has kind of been slacking. I don't know how exactly, because I think when you are somebody that's aware of their self, I'm very self-aware, and I try my best to be in line with myself in every part of me, so that I don't find myself with one foot walking to the other direction and the other one walking towards the other direction. I do things like, I picked one day in the week where I fast, and I realized that for the past 3 weeks I haven't been fasting, and life has been going by, and I didn't even realize that, look, you haven't been fasting, and maybe that's why you feel so empty. That's why, not empty, but you feel like there's something that you didn't do, there's something that's missing. And in the middle of my tracing my steps back and kind of reflecting and thinking, I realized that no, man, I have not been really investing time. I have not been investing myself and immersing myself in God and his presence and his word. And that is why I kind of feel like there's this aftertaste-ish. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like there was a piece that was out of place. And since I realized that, and I kind of figured it out, I feel like there's something that has been lifted off my shoulder. And I promised myself that, you know what, I'm not going to be hard on myself for someone, because I'm somebody that's always very hard on themselves. I'm not going to be hard on myself. I'm going to give myself grace. I'm going to be patient with myself. I'm going to kind of get myself back to where I was. I'm going to kind of work my way back to be spiritually inclined or in line, in tune, and get my frequency to vibrate on the same level with every other sphere of my life. And I'm not going to be like, think that, oh my goodness, it's been 3 weeks and I have not been, and be hard on myself, because that's not going to serve me. So what I'm trying to say is, even with your life, maybe there's something that you haven't been paying attention to, that you have not been doing, and you feel like, oh, it's too late, I can't do that. Maybe you haven't been affirming yourself, you haven't been telling yourself just how beautiful you are, and because you have not done that, you kind of feel like, maybe, and you're doubtful, and you're not sure. It's never late. For as long as you are still breathing, as long as you are still alive, you can still start again. The work of the heart, the work of the inside job, the journey to loving yourself and being one with yourself, is not an easy one. It's not as glamorous as they make it out to sound. It's not as straightforward as they make it out to sound. It's not as pretty, and it's not just waking up, putting on lipstick, putting on heels, and leaving the house and claiming the day. There's so much work that goes into it, and if you've fallen short, I'm just here to say, just pick yourself up, give yourself grace, and start again. Love yourself and be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. You are not always going to get it right, and on days where you realize that you have not been doing something right, you have not been kind to yourself, don't beat yourself up for it. It happens. Pick yourself up and try again. I'm here to say that I am that, and I am giving myself another chance to just try again. And God loves me. He's not mad. He knew that I was going to get to a point where I realized what I have not been doing, and He's allowed me that for me to figure it out myself and go back to Him my way, without Him maybe causing a storm to brew for me to, but He just allowed me to figure it out gently and then walk back to Him. So in whatever sphere or part of your life where you feel like, you know, I have not been doing this right, I haven't been thinking good thoughts, I have not been taking care of myself, I haven't been dressing myself up, I have not been speaking kindly to myself, I have not been, whatever the case is, when you realize that you haven't been doing that, and you know what role doing that plays in your life, it's okay. Start again and be fine. Let's carry on taking care of ourselves. Let's carry on looking after ourselves. Let's carry on remembering that it's not just the outside. There's so much more to be done inside, in your heart, in your soul, your spirit, your mind, and all of that is what comes out. There's a quote that I read that when life presses you or pushes you, is what's inside that's going to come out. So let's remember that the work of the inside is not an easy one, and also with that, as uneasy as it may be, it's very important. So invest in you and find joy in solitude, because it's in those moments where you get to know and understand yourself, and then be able to put in more. And yeah, I'm kind of rambling now. I just came by to say hi. I hope that you are giving yourself enough grace, that you are kind and loving to yourself, and it's never late. You can try again, you can push, you can still be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, comment, like, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. I really appreciate the support. I really do. So yeah, take care.